morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Friday. That's my filming day. And I just wanted to do a different type of makeup look. We've had a lot of fun on my channel so far since I've been back. We did some soft glam, singing challenge, even a challenge with my husband. And I would really like to do something a little bit more advanced than usual. Before quarantine happened and the world kind of shut down, we had a really nice party for him for his 30th birthday. And I really just remember loving my makeup that night. It's a little dramatic. It's not your everyday makeup, but it's a brown smoky eye with a little bit of highlight, very full coverage. I noticed in some of my last videos that I had so many breakouts, and I can't believe that I'm filming my raw face that way with no filter on it. So I wanted to show you how I get coverage on certain parts of my face. Like right here, you could see I have very dry skin. A lot of breakouts on my jawline. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you like this look, if it's something that you can see yourself wearing. If you want to see something more like this, let me know as well. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, so to begin, I always actually do my face last. So right now I'm gonna start on my eyes, and I'm just taking MAC's Painterly Paint Pot. It's very neutral. I said in one of my first videos that I have extremely pigmented eyelids. So I like to take this just over the entire eyelid, and you could see right away that it mutes out any discoloration. The next thing I'm going to do is, no matter what eye look I'm doing, whether it's a soft glam makeup look or it's something more intricate and more detailed, I always take a natural colored skin tone, flesh, whatever have you, a bronzer, a little bit deeper than the skin, and I always run that through my crease. This is going to add depth. It's also going to give you a little bit of a guide on where and how high you want your makeup look to go. So I just start working that in my crease. And like I said, whatever I do to this eye, I'll do to the other eye. I'm using Laura Lee's Nudie Patootie palette. And this color that I'm taking is called Streaking. I'm going to take a color pop. This is called Bandit, and it's just like a deep brown, and I'm going to take that with my finger just right on my hand, and I'm going to start deepening up the eyelid. I know that I want my entire eyelid to be dark, so I want to lay down essentially a base. If I just start putting a deep brown eyeshadow, like my darkest brown eyeshadow right on my eyelid, it might look patchy and it probably will not look as opaque as I want it to. So you kind of need to start building layers. And you can see it starts coming together little by little. It's building back up that eye shape, where this is kind of nothingness. Now my eye looks extremely rounded. It even looks more open because the shape that I'm creating. And I'll keep doing this until I feel like I have a decent enough layer. And if you can see, just from using my finger, I've created a really nice blend there without being too high and getting too much dark color up by my brow bone, because we want to keep that nice and light. I'll use my finger that has nothing on it just to blend out those edges, but we'll continue blending through the whole process. So I think I'm okay with how my base looks for my eyeshadow, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep a makeup wipe handy that I'll use to take off all the excess makeup on my hands off, but I will use this later probably to clean up the edges of my eyes. What I'm gonna do now is actually pull in the star of the show. This is by NARS and it's called Coconut Grove. I think that Amanda Ensing used this years and years ago, and she was like, this is the darkest brown shade I've ever used. She was 100% right. I've never seen anything quite as dark with such pigment. You could see just even in the pan, it almost looks like a shade lighter than black. And I'm facing it towards the light, and I'm telling you, it's pretty dark. So this is a Sigma Firm Shader Brush. It's an E57. I've been a huge fan of Sigma forever. Just one swipe in the pan and you can kind of see how much color is packed on there. And I'm just gonna start getting that on my eye. Before I do anything else, look how dark that is compared to the other brown shade that we already laid down. It gets pretty intense, so what I'm gonna do is start in small little strokes and then work it on my eyelid because that's where I want it to be the darkest. And then I'm gonna blend it up into that crease. I know right now you probably feel like it's very raccoony, but it really comes together in the end once you put a winged liner on, some lashes. Sometimes I will actually take a smaller blending brush and I'll go back in because I don't have the biggest eyelids ever. So I do want a little bit more of a blend with nothing on it. So I'll go back in, back and forth into the other palette. And I feel happy with that for the most part. Honestly, I may shave these eyebrows just for the sake of the video, like to clean them up, but we'll see. So I'm gonna do the inner corner color now, then line my lid, and then if we need to brighten it back up, we could do that after. Again, I'm going in with a tassel color from ColourPop. So amazing, these eyeshadows. Sometimes I have a hard time not using my hand though. I feel like they just blend the best with your hand. And I'm actually gonna pack that with a big fluffy brush. And then if I'm not happy with it, I could take my blending brush that I used before and just kind of tame that brightness there. So I'm gonna do my eyeliner now. I always leave my eye open. And this liner brush is really, really nice and thin, so you can get a very precise line. And I always do try to extend. You could just see how much longer this eye looks here. And then I'll take this over my lash line as if you would any other liner that you're doing. So I just line my eye regularly. I actually use it to my advantage. I bend it to the outer corner of my eye and then I just stamp it and I connect the two lines. So I create the line for myself there, start somewhere in the middle of that line, connect, and color in. And this is good. This is why I will not clean up until after this portion of my makeup is done. There we go. We extended this eye. Now they're kind of matching up. These eyebrows need to be done. I can't even focus. And again, here you could probably see a little bit better on this side. I'm going to the end of where my eye is, my lower lash line, following it through, creating that line there for myself. Midline there, connecting it. And that's how I created the wing for myself. The eyeliner is done. Now I will take my makeup wipe, go along that line as best as I can without messing up, and then tapping around the excess of the eye here so it's not too harsh. Doing the same thing to this side. And if we get really close, you could kind of see how that ended up there. I think I went too crazy with my inner corner. It became like my inner entire lid. So if you ever lose that color, it's okay to add more tones that you prefer to get the color back. I'm gonna go back in, brighten up our transition a little bit. So I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Precise Brow Pencil, brush through my brows like I mentioned in my last video, and I'm just gonna fill them in. And constantly just shaping. I love an eyebrow pencil. The only pomade that I'm really crazy about is the Benefit one. The Cabrow, I think it's called. Number 3 is the shade that I use. And oh, it is so good. But that's usually how my brow is. They may seem a little thick right now, but you can always go in underneath and change it. But just filling in your eyebrow has changed the eyeshadow immensely. If I go like this to my face, and I look down, or I look over, you can kind of see that my entire eye looks different compared to here. I'm gonna do the same thing to this brow, brushing it through. I always brush them up, I don't know why. If you're not really good at picking your eyebrow shade, is the IT Cosmetics Universal Eyebrow Pencil. It basically only comes in one shade, but when you put it on, it matches, kind of like those chapsticks you see that you put them on and they match the pH of your lip color. This does that, but for your eyebrow hair, and it's amazing. We all have that problem brow, don't we? So we're just finishing now this other brow. I'm a firm believer in they have to be sisters, not twins. So that'll do for now for the eyebrows. And now it's gonna be my favorite part. We're gonna conceal. Oh my God, cannot wait to cover you up. You betrayed me. Using the Milk Hydro primer as usual. Really like it, it's so sticky. See that? So what I'm gonna do is start color correcting first. I'm taking Nikita Dragon's Dragon Beauty, placing that under the eye. These bad boys need to be covered. You're even getting some. Yep. And I'm gonna do it down here and around my dull chin. And to be honest with you, for me, for the most part, that usually will work. I can put foundation right over that without blending it, and I can get away with it. Not all the time though. And this guy right here is like above my skin. So I want to show you something that I'm actually going to do. I'm going to take this makeup remover, the MAC Prep and Prime. It's like a silicone primer. And somebody taught me that when you actually take, it's like a putty, when you actually take that primer, it's kind of like a serum almost, and place it over, it creates like a layer of skin. Now mine is like really, really old. So it's probably too moist for what I need it for. But it's very silicone. And I love the way it kind of takes away the texture, or it hides it, masks it. So instead of you putting foundation on a blemish or something that's really dry, it's porous, it's going to absorb all that foundation and kind of oxidize, this will help you so much. Anywhere that I really need to spot correct. I'm gonna pack this under my eye too. On my nose and over my chin. And my husband really actually got me into the Bye Bye foundation from It Cosmetics. And I'm gonna use a smaller kabuki brush to kind of blend all of that in. I'm gonna put the product right on. And look how much brighter this is than what it was here. Now when I did this for his birthday, I did not use this foundation. To be honest, I'm regretting using it now. I have so many other foundations that are way more full coverage. But it'll do. So once you feel like you have a decent base, you're going to want to take the end of this brush, wipe it on the back of your hand, and you're going to want to go into your eyeshadow there and just diffuse everything out. I know it's scary. Do not add any more product to it, but you're going to want to diffuse what you put. You could even go back in and redefine your brows. I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals powder. I believe the deeper one that I have is Pecan. Something dense also. Really pack that color on there. And I'm going to pat that into my face. So I'm going to take my butter bronzer. I really like the shade of this. And it's going into my cheeks all the way up. I'm going to do that too. My forehead and the center of my forehead, then just go down about halfway and leave this area bright. I'm gonna go under my chin, under my bottom lip, down my neck, of course. I have this really pretty blush. It's from ColourPop. It's called Coast to Coast. I'll even take a pink brush, tap off the excess, smile. You're gonna wanna flick that brush on the balls of your cheeks, going upward. I'll even bring this right above here on my forehead. The reason I do that is because it's supposed to make you look flush, right? So if you're going outside in the sun, where would the sun hit you? Probably about there. So again, I'm going to take my tried and true Lancome primer, prime my eyelashes. I love this stuff. I think you guys love it too. I got so many requests for what this is. It's so good. I found it by accident. My sister-in-law and I went to go and have our makeup done by her friend who worked in the mall, and we had to purchase product to get this free gift. That was one of the things I bought. Thank God I did. It was amazing. I'm going to be switching it up today. I know, big shock. I'm going to be using MAC Cosmetics Hot and Naughty. I don't use the 2 brushes. I just use the 1, and this is the waterproof, and I will just coat this through my lashes. It's really good. If you're using this like quick on the go, you'll love it. It's nice and quick. It doesn't smudge, doesn't leave any residual on your lid. If you're sweating, it could be so hot, doesn't matter. Never runs, doesn't irritate my eyes, and my eyes are like very sensitive. So you get the gist. That's what it looks like so far. And now what I'm gonna do is I am going to take the Bretman Rock. I love him so much too. This brush, I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of setting spray or whatever spray you have. I never have any rhyme or reason to what I go to in this palette. I just kind of mix everything. What am I feeling? I mix them all, tap off the excess. Oh yes, so good. I'll take that on the nose a little and above the top lip. And then I'm gonna take my eyebrow pencil and go underneath my eye with it. Because I'm gonna smoke out my bottom lash line. Like I said, I need a guide first. This is another reason why we're not setting underneath your lash line just yet. I'm gonna go right underneath my lash line and try to smoke it out as best as I can. What's good is, even though it's not too waxy, that pencil creates a base, like a barrier for us. And now automatically already, I don't bring it all the way into my inner corner. I just kind of stop. I just like the way that looks. You could tweak this however you'd like. And once I have the product laid down, I'll go in with that same like bigger brush back to that original base color I laid down from ColourPop, and I'll just go over that and kind of push the brush into the socket underneath and just run it through. Creates a new lash line for you and really gives you that smoky, very sultry look. Once you feel it's where you need it to be, fit me, and take it just where you need it. This is where you're going to pat it in. And I take this highlight all the way down. It elongates my face. Do you see what happened here versus what's happening here? Long, nice and long. The face is nice and long. On this side, it's kind of squeezed in. When I feel ready, I'll move on and go to the other eye. Same thing. I don't know what this sponge is. If you guys have seen a sponge like this, it's a beauty blender type, but it has sharp edges. Oh my God, it's so good. I don't know where I got it. The edges are everything. They help so much. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of that blush again, just put it back where I had it. Same thing with the highlight. Look how bright that is. I love that. And you can set the interior of your face as well. And of course, go back as much as you need to just deepen up what you already laid down. So what I'm gonna do is first line the inner waterline. This is Feline by MAC. It's super dark. It's always fine if it goes a little bit outside of your waterline, because you can go back in with your brush, even the darker color that you began with, and kind of just blend it out to keep it nice and smoky. And I'm mixing Stark from the Laura Lee palette and the Tassel color, and I'm just gonna rub that right, not like you can tell because there's so much eyebrow hair there, but a little bit on my brow bone. If my eyebrows were done, that would be everything. So you have a nice blended shadow look. I'm gonna take this nude liner, and then I'm just gonna top it with a Tom Ford gloss. So of course the lighting changed on me. I've been doing this while the sun was going down, but this is the finished look. I hope you guys really liked it. It was fun to do, it was fun to recreate, even though I'm gonna go downstairs, take it off, and do absolutely nothing. This is the finished look. My camera died before I got a chance to finish the outro. So here it is, full face glam. I have all of my lights on right now so you can see that it's pretty full coverage, a good glow going on, and it'll last you all night if you set it with any type of setting spray you'd like. If you like this video, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Like the video, share it with your friends. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the products I used or how I use them, and come back for more content. You guys can also follow me on my Instagram. You had me at cosmetics, spelled exactly how it sounds. It's linked in the comment section down below, and I'll speak to you guys in my next video. Have a good morning, a good afternoon, and a great evening wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.